This is going to be your guide to getting all the new pals in the Palworld Feybreak update. Now you might notice there's two missing here. I'm unlucky, haven't gotten Xenogard yet. Xenolord is from a raid, and I'm not going to let that stop me from making the video. You find the tablets in the caves, you make it, you raid it, boom, Xenolord. So let's go into the regular pals. We have Nitemary. Alright, despite being night in the name, you can find it during the day and during the night. Handiwork level 3, transporting level 2. While fighting together, pals drop more pal souls when defeated. Then we have increases movement speed while mounted at night, and it's a crazy plus 100% at max rank. And guess what? You find it at night. Next up, we have this absolute Chad, Silvegis, and if we go to Habitat unknown, but have no fear because you can find it on the map. There it is, and it's kind of not super tricky to get to, but you have to pay attention. So you want to go to the Shield Dragon Tunnel, and the tunnel is over here. But when you see it, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I can see how I easily missed that. It's the tiniest tunnel in the cliffside, but it's right by the teleporter. And then just by exploring the area, you can see a lot of the other new pals, as well as the different typing pals. So Foxpark's Christ is in the game. And then, yeah, by exploring, if you're missing one, you can find it, or you can just kind of consult this video. Then we have this cute little guy, Smoky. So the partner skill makes this a pretty important pal. When activated, uses its sharp sense of smell to detect nearby Chromite, and while fighting together, you get more Chromite. So this and a metal detector is the only way to find it. Habitat, north part of Feybreak. Then we have Celestdir, and just found everywhere. So increases the player's recovery, like health recovery, while mounted. Lumbering level 4 as well, and you get Hexalite Quartz, Horn, Leather. So interesting pal. A mass school makes it to where when in your team, pals on the team gain more experience points, and it's going to be found on the south part of Feybreak day and night. Splatterina. While in possession, the amount of items obtained from using the meat cleaver increases. So you get more items when butchering pals when it's in your party, and you can find it pretty much everywhere at night. Tarantriss. Interesting that we actually have like an outside of Feybreak pal, which is pretty cool. And you want to get it because while mounted, it effectively has a grappling ability, so you can use it to climb pretty well. And that makes sense for putting it in the desert, so you can get a lot of verticality with it if you don't have a high stamina, fast flying mount in the mid game, which is pretty cool. Azurmane, only found at night, but it's pretty much everywhere. Bastigor, this is an interesting one. Breed Frostallion and Anubis, and that's how you get it. Prunelia, this is a mandatory pal, so you gotta know where to get it. Everywhere, very common pal on Feybreak. Prayers bless the crops, increasing harvest. And you also have level 3 planting, level 2 gathering, not a lot of handiwork or transporting, but yeah, pretty good stuff. And then Nyafia. So watching the trailer, there was a cat girl with a gun. There's your cat girl with a gun. Where do you find it? Everywhere. Day and night. Gildane can be found on the beaches day and night. Applies ground damage to the player's attacks while mounted. And then we have some different typing pals. So Dazzy Noct can be found here day and night, and also just kind of means go to the map. We got Capriti Noct, we got Crowlink's Tera. You can also just kind of find them around. Crowlink's Tera going to be on the beaches or like these outskirt areas. And then Dazzy Noct Alpha can be found over here. Crazy thing, Frostallion Noct. It's an arena boss. And we also have Warsect Tera. So people wondering, wait, where's Warsect Tera? It's in the game data from Sakurajima. Here it is, in the game now. You can just encounter it. Then we have paldb.cc, which seems to be the best Palworld database. I mean, they immediately data mined and then posted all the new pals, so seems pretty good. And we can do a quick run through to see what's going on with the new pals, because Xenolord has Invader, 30% dark and dragon damage with otherworldly cells for 10% attack, as well as fire damage reduction and lightning damage reduction. And then you get the 20% movement speed increase while flying based on the level. Nitemary, up to 200% more pal souls. Yeah, that sounds pretty good for farming if you need to upgrade some pals. Has up to 100% more movement speed, and then we just have like its special attack getting a 3% duration, so That might be cracked and might have some combat shenanigans going on. Plus 200% to Chromite, and then I guess cooldown is going to be shorter if you upgraded the Smoky. Celestdir, 30% regeneration rate. Omascool is going to give up to 20% experience. Splatterina, 15% more from Butchering. Is there something to test here with like the automatic PAL butchering station? And if this thing is in your base, then maybe just get the 15% passively, and that's why it's kind of a low number, like 10%. If you're going to be doing some mega harvesting, there you go. Tarantriss gives you up to 20% movement speed, and then no cooldown, so also just better than a grapple when you mount on the Tarantriss. Azurmane is actually pretty crazy, so we saw this in the trailer. It gives you dashes in the air, and like with this cooldown time, do you actually get like perma dashing at rank 5? And is this like the amount of dashes or something? Haven't fully tested it, but that's a pretty crazy one. And we can see the damage value on the Bastigor for its hammer. Prunelia, 35% more yield on the crops. Nyafia, power damage on its shotgun that it pulls out. And then Gildane, 20%. So it's like you mount up, you get your 20% attack, converts it to ground. That's just how the mounts work. We also have a frost version of Foxspark's flamethrower. Pretty knocked. Venom Gland farming. There you go. And you can also kind of see some of the combos up here. So even though like you don't need a Capriti and Tarantriss to get one, like maybe if you're in the mid game and everything's too high and dangerous out in Feybreak, you can get the early Tarantriss or do some like the breeding chains also get crazy. But then like Rabunny Bristla giving you Rabunny Botan, and then you have the work speed, and it also is going to increase the attack power of Grass Pals. Loot Moon Christ has its own Snowclaw. I don't know if this is like freeze duration, because when I fought one, it messed me up pretty good. We have Kitsun Knocked, going to give you the elemental damage to dark while mounted. Lady of Dark Lightning. So Dazzy Knocked just seems to be a crazier Dazzy. Crowling's Tera up to 80% drop from electric type pals. Phalaris Aqua giving you an 80% drop on fire type pals. Warsect Tera, defense plus fire resistance. Pretty nice, 5 to 10%. And then Fanglope Lux giving you double jump as well as water drop. And that's going to be it. So if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, share with your friends, comment your thoughts down below. Want to know what you guys think of all the new pals. For the engagement farming, which one's your favorite? How do you think some of these abilities are going to change the game and all that fun stuff? And there we go. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.